So the question was, do you do the circling of the femur in parallel and or turnout? There is a natural biomechanical rhythm of the femur moving in the hip joint. Everyone's range is different, right? Because we have different size sockets, so we're not trying to, force people to be at a certain range. But what happens as the femur starts to go out, there is a rotation organically to allow the widening of the sit bones and the widening of the straddle. What happens so often, as I've heard this, is keep your knees facing your face, and you're going to feel how you're going to buttress up against the joint, because that's not the way it naturally moves in the hip socket. So there really shouldn't be circling of the femur, so-called in parallel or turnout. Just see if you can find its natural rhythm. It feels smooth, it nourishes the cartilage. It's a healthy way to move the femur in the socket without making a rule about, oh, you're too turned out, you're a ballet dancer, let's turn you in. Why don't we just find the proper bone rhythm without seeing any movement of the pelvis? Now, I think that'll have to be in a deeper video, maybe with some different bodies, and maybe in a workshop. But it is a question that comes up a lot. Oh, we parallel, we turned out. Well, you're kind of both. When your legs are together, it's parallel. As they turn out, they get into more rotation. They kind of continue their rotation until they come back together. It somewhat comes back to a parallel or Pilates V position. Yeah. Anything to add to that, Matilda?
No, because like you said, this is a big conversation.
It's a big conversation.
I think it's a good conversation and a good question. And I think the whole dancer big turnout thing is really, I know we were talking about hanging in joints.
Yes.
And I think if we can start working more through muscular support of the joints rather than hanging in the joints, there's only so much turnout that you can get, which we'll see even in bottom lift.
Exactly. And then they start hanging in the end range of a joint. You're like, okay, that's not supportive.
Yeah. And I think
just because it looks fancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, good question. Thank you.
Conversation.